Hello and welcome to New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. You are very welcome. Welcome to my home. Thank you for being here. Got lots to get through today, lots to catch up, lots of information and other things too. Let's begin though, first of all, by doing what is your mood of today. So let's go through and see what my mood today is. Oh, straight away. Agitated. Why am I agitated? Well, it's one of those days, when everything breaks down that you even look at. That's how it's been for me. I was so determined to get so much done today, and I'm trying to do 2 days work in one day so I can have a day off. So I used to have Tuesdays off. So I would work really hard Monday, really hard Wednesday, and have Tuesdays off. And I want to do that again. Just at the moment, of course, I have lots of watering to do, and I'm trying to get ahead on all my editing because I have workaways coming, volunteers, and obviously don't want to be sat in doing too much editing while we have them here. I want to socialise. So what went wrong first? Oh, I wanted to do an exercise video this morning for my dancing channel because a lot of people are really liking the fact that I'm doing exercises for first-time exercisers or for people with disabilities. There's thousands of videos out there with high impact and all these type of things, but there's not very much for beginners out there. So I did some of that this morning, and my phone does not fit the tripod. My tripod has like a screw that comes up, and that screws in to Mike's camera. There is attachments, but the only attachment I've got for the phone to go onto it is it's not a clamp, it kind of squeezes. You pull it open, put the phone in, and it squeezes. Well, every time I use that, I'm not joking, it jumps out, and I will not use any of those type of devices again. I have luckily only had it on a tiny tripod, like on the table where I've been filming, doing my jigsaw puzzles or something like that. And luckily, both times it happened, I caught it. One time I caught it, one time it fell on the table. I can't afford to risk that. Now, there was a screw-in type holder for the phone I could use, but I don't know if it's something wrong, the size or whatever. And I screwed that on a while ago, and that's actually snapped the thing that holds the phone, the screwy connection to that. We even was going to sacrifice some money to find something for me, and we went into a shop a little while back, and they said what I'm looking for does not exist. They say, well, I said, well, I do have one. And they went, no, I'm looking for a full size tripod that your camera attaches to without putting anything onto it, and not one of these sort of squeezy type things. So don't tell me anything on Amazon, because we cannot get Amazon in Cyprus. We have to pay exorbitant tax if we use any import from overseas. So don't tell me you can get something online if it's not in Cyprus. I can't get it. So I really want a ready-made full-size tripod that is for a phone, but without a squeezy type of contraption. That's what I want. Doesn't exist. So that went wrong. Couldn't use that. Then I used Mike's camera, which I have used before, and I started filming. I did a sort of intro bit, then I put it on pause, then put it to record again, started recording that. And when I recorded it, it suddenly, because I have to look at a viewer, I have to use any device with a viewer, and I suddenly saw that wasn't showing up anymore, so it stopped recording. Now with that camera, whenever it stops recording for any reason, anything you have filmed is gone. unless you press stop recording. So the first intro's still there, but the whole amount I filmed after that, gone. It doesn't save if the camera switches off while you're filming. So I came back up. I said to Mike, probably needs batteries in there. So he changed the batteries in there. And I was kind of done by then. Exercise, no matter how easy, is very difficult for me. But I was determined. I wanted to make 2 dance videos. I was determined. So I went back down there again. A bit later, I realised it wasn't filming again. No, it wasn't on. I wasn't filming at that point, just had it on while I was like getting the music that I wanted to use. And I realised it switched off. But I realised then we'd only switched off, maybe I'd left it on too long. There was possibly that. So that wasn't operating. Then I came back up here. I wanted to edit 2 videos today. No, 3. I went to edit 3. I thought if I get 2 done, I'll be pleased. But I thought, no, let's do 3, for 1 for each of my channels. And the mouse, I was about this close to finishing the editing, doing the last little bit of cleanup, and the mouse stopped working, hovering right over, delete the video. I'm laughing now. I can tell you I wasn't laughing. So I gently picked up the mouse and I said to Mike, where's the batteries for the mouse? And he said, whatever you do when you put it down, make sure you very gently right click lightly, because if you hit that left click, it was okay. It was good. All was good. I have enough trouble doing things, but when you have faulty equipment or equipment that doesn't live up to your expectations, that doesn't really help. So that was my day. How's your day going? I know most of you, you're just starting your day. Hope it's better than mine. Luckily for me, my day is basically coming to an end. It's 5:39 p.m. So by the time I've done this, I never do anything after I've done a live. My brain can't take anymore. So that will be it. So we're going to have a good evening. I think I deserve a drink after this. For now, we have water, of course. So yeah, that's been my day. As I say, hope yours is better than mine. Let's take a look at the chat and see who's in the chat. We have Steve and Tina Jewel. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning to you. Steve says, is the phone in a cover? No. No. Oh, it's charging. It's not even here. No, it has no cover or nothing. Nothing. It's just the phone. It's just slippery. It's the phone it covers. Tina's phone does that when the cover is on the phone. Yeah, good point. But no, I couldn't afford a cover. I showed you before what I made. I've just made it with a bit of material and I just slide it in there to protect it. That's my phone cover. So no. Magnet mount might work. Is that all right for phones, is it then? Not like old TVs where you can't put them near magnets. If you can give me more information on that, that would be really, really, really helpful. Steve saying, I can't read it because I've got the banners come up under something. Just had first coffee. I can't read the very first words and I can't scroll down to get more chat. Just had first coffee. Good for you. Excellent. I do love the smell of coffee. I'm not allowed to drink it anymore. I have an odd one now and then when I just can't take it any longer. And I have to have it early in the morning if I'm going to have one. So yeah, I do miss that, particularly my liqueur coffees, brandy liqueur coffee with lots of whipped cream on top. Lovely. Lovely. I think that's one of the best smells of all, definitely. Okay, what should we do first? Oh, we should do this first. Let me get on the right page. What day is it? Wednesday. Okay, let's do this first today. Okay, no tricks today. It's a real question. No tricks. So a group of geese is called a gaggle of geese. I think we all know that, but that is only called that when they are on the ground. When they're flying in the air, a group of geese is actually called something else. Now, I hadn't heard of this. Do you know what is the name of a group of geese when they're in the air? So a gaggle is on the ground. What is the name for a group of geese when they are in the air? Let's see if anybody gets that. I'm sure you could Google that and find the answer. Okay, what shall we do now? What shall we do? Oh, let's do this. Well, as you may know, I have some volunteers coming. I can never remember what date they're coming. Let me look on my calendar so I can tell you. My volunteers are coming on the 20th of October, and they're going to be here a while, and they're leaving on the 3rd of November. So we should get lots done. And then just before my live, I was doing my emails, and I've got a message from another volunteer asking if they could come to us on the 21st of September. So in a few days' time. They're already volunteering somewhere else in Cyprus, but they saw our one and they said, could they possibly come down to us next? So that is really cool. And that means we've got to spend the next couple of days clearing up, sorting out and getting everything ready for them. Oh, it's one person and a lady. The lady's coming. And she's got an interesting story. She's a captain of a tall ship. That is her job. She is a captain of a tall ship. So some very interesting stories, I would think, would be there. As normal, I will be filming my volunteers, and that is actually on the volunteer site to say that by accepting to come here, they will be filmed, because I want to share the volunteering workaway site with you and show you what sort of things they do here. So you will see them. And I do like to try and get them to do a little interview with me, but I normally do that towards the end of their stay so they can talk about their experience actually here. So look forward to those. Let's check the comments. Steve and Tina Jewel. My friend uses a magnet mount for the phone in his car. Ooh, maybe if I look for phone accessories, like car accessories, would that work? Ooh, let me know. Steve's guessing puzzle of the day. With geese flying through the air, are they called a formation? No, they are not. Vector? No, they are not. Flock? No, they are not. It's a funny word. That's my 3 guesses. Oh, bless you. You always take part, Steve. You always take part. I love that. Okay, let's do... I'm on the wrong page. This. Now, as you know, I've transferred a lot of that onto my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. That now has a playlist of my childhood memories. The first episode is there, so do go and take a look at that. And I've just edited today the second episode. I'd already filmed it, but I obviously have to check what nonsense I'm coming out with, because it's like this. It's like I film it like a live. I just film and talk. I film and talk, but sometimes I stumble and goes, so I have to edit it, and I put pictures in it as well. And the second episode that's coming up is my first day at school. I was laughing editing it because obviously just chatting away, I forget what I say or how I say it. And it's definitely a funny one. My first day at school, and that's not up yet, but that will be up soon. That will be episode 2. So check the playlist on that channel. And I was just laughing and laughing. I really enjoy chat type videos like that. They're my favourite. And I'm still going to do little bits on my 70s childhood on my live on this channel, because as I say, we're going to talk sometimes about something specific or subject. And then, of course, I might use things you've jogged my memory of within the video. Now, something I have talked about in the past is I said, I think it was a question I'd asked or something, what vehicle did you always want? And I always said Dodgems. Now, I was trying to explain the fact that it's not fairground Dodgems where they have the long, it's how they run, like it's electric sparks, however that works. And it's like, there's a metal grill at the top and these things on that. Not quite sure of that. And I was saying it's not those ones. It's little mini ones you sat in and you put a pedal down and you drove like this. Well, I found a picture. While I've been researching my childhood memories, I found a picture. So that is it. I'm pointing, but you can't see where I'm pointing. That is me facing the camera on the Dodgem. That is me. That looks like it's on the end of a pier. If you know what a pier is in England, you have fun fairs sometimes at the end of piers, amusements. They sell cotton candy or candy floss, peanuts, maybe sometimes little souvenirs of the holiday place. We were talking about rock the other day. If you don't know what that is, it's like a candy, it's very specific, things like that. And that is the sort of Dodgem I always wanted, not with the thing going on. So that, now I've got a picture. I'm so glad I've got a picture of that, because that was always what I really wanted. You just put the coin in the slot. You just put a coin in the slot and it went round for a certain amount of time. So that is the sort of Dodgem that I always wanted. So what is your perfect vehicle? It doesn't have to be a car. It can be a car, but you don't have to be real. You can be fantasy. What would be your dream vehicle? Southend Pier. No, it wouldn't have been Southend Pier. We always went south coast of England. We never went, very rarely went up. The only reason we would go up is I always won dance competitions at the holiday camp, and the finals, you would always go up north, I suppose, because they were the bigger ones. So once I went to Blackpool, but it was purely for dance competitions. So that is that. Let's go on to today's quote corner. Remember, we've got new ones at the moment, so this is the latest one for Wednesday quote corner. Okay, hope you enjoy my new quotes, and I eventually put them all together and keep releasing videos of the whole lot on my other channel, so do check those out if you've missed any. Good garden update. I just Blue has got I can't remember if it was a video or a community post, but she's saying about how she discovered some, I think they were cucumbers, they might have been zucchinis, can't remember. She suddenly found loads hiding. You know how they always hide and then you suddenly find them. And I replied, I've just found loads more loofahs. Yes, I've had for some time. I'm filming sort of the progress of my loofah, and it was just one. One is about that long now, quite fat. And I've had one for a long time. And Mike said, with all those flowers on there, why isn't there more than one? And every day I go out and just rub the flowers together. And he saw me the other day, says, are you polishing the flowers? So I rubbed them all together, and I was showing him today, and he said, look, there's another one, and it's a great big fat thing hiding. And then he said, and what about this one? And there's a little tiny one, and it's like a little curl. So I said, I must get my camera, my phone, and go and film all that. So I came in and got my phone, and I went out, and while I'm filming them, showing you, I discovered two more. But it's fairly near one of my almond nut trees, and 3 bits had gone on it and curled round. You know how the little creeper vine bits curl round, and that had gone right, really lots and lots, 3 different bits going off. So it took me ages to get those off. But yes, I was really pleased with that. What are you guys growing in your garden, and what have you been pleased most with? Steve says they have large furry animals in the shopping mall for kids and even adults to ride on. Don't have photo yet. Next time I go to Naimio Mall, I'll video them. That sounds really cool. I always remember that on the piers, you always had things where you could sit on or sit in, like a little car or a boat or horses, and like a merry-go-round, but separate. You put money in the coins, and they normally just went backwards and forwards like this. Better ones did actual movements, and some even started to go up and down. Busy bee. Well, the loofahs are busy. The loofahs are busy. This is why I want to try and get Tuesday and Thursdays free. Thursdays I am doing my walks. I did go for my walk last week. I said I was determined on Thursday to get up and walk because it's still pretty hot here, as you can see by the attire. And I need to get up and go. So it's basically I go out, dawn goes out in dawn, dawn in the dawn, and yeah. I have done one walk last Thursday, and I will go again tomorrow. So that's my procedure for that. I have got some filming I actually want to get done tomorrow so I can edit it next week. So I will do that as well. As I say, need to get ahead on that one for sure. Okay, let's get on to, let's do our updates. I'm just trying to find it. Here it is. Ooh, new book. New book. High Fidelity. So the last book, overall, I would give it an 8 out of 10. It's not its fault that I'd already seen it on TV. It was okay. As I say, I've given it a good mark. It's not its fault. If you like Adam Dalgleish. Yes, if you like him in stuff, maybe you like reading it. I prefer to watch those kind of things on TV. But this is High Fidelity. And I read the back. There's not really much information. Steve saying autumn is coming now and cooler here now. So this is by Nick Hornby, and it doesn't say anything about it on the back, apart from, when someone does a review on the book. There's nothing about the book on the back, which is a bit weird, because how would you know what it was about? And they say things such as, reading this is like listening to a great single. You know it's wonderful from the minute it goes on, and as soon as it's over, you want to hear it again because it makes you feel young and grown up and puts a stupid grin on your face at the same time. If this book was a record, we would be calling it an instant classic, because that's what it is. Now, what it actually is, no, still nothing on the front. The front is another review. It just says, very funny and concise explanation of why men are as we are. If you are male, you should read it and then make your partner read it, so they will no longer hate you, but pity you instead. So it's funny. And I started reading the first little bit, and it's talking about his girlfriends, as in from school and beyond. He's listed them in the top 5 of his most memorable splits with girlfriends, and basically how he explains that when you're teenage boys or pre-teenage almost, if you're like looking for a girlfriend, it's normally the girls who decide who's going out with you by coming up and kissing you. So it's okay so far. It could be quite funny in parts. I'll let you know. So from the start of it, I've only read tiny bit, just tiny bit, to sort of tell you what it was about a bit more. And 6 out of 10 so far, but we'll see where it goes. So that's currently what I'm reading. Anyone got the puzzle yet? Anybody got the puzzle? Where's the puzzle gone? Where have I put the puzzle book? Oh, here, sitting right here. It was on top. I just didn't see it. So the puzzle of the day is somewhere. It's over here somewhere. A group of geese on the ground is called a gaggle. A group of geese in the air is called what? Oh, Steve saying, I still recommend the Flashman Papers. So go and check that out. Steve's really into that. So do go and check that out. Okay, now let's go on to the title of today's live, which is called I'm Done. I'm done. It's actually done. Yes. Google geese. Then see if Google knows. So it's done. Look at that. It is done. Now, the eyes and the lips, you're supposed to do like a fine, like back stitch line. I didn't want to do it. I thought it was good enough as it was. I quite liked it as it was. So I didn't do that. I think that's good enough. I'm pretty pleased with that. I think it's pretty. It's fairly neat on the back. I'll show you. I'm not proud. That is the back. That is pretty neat. They say you should always be able to tell what the picture is on the back. So I think you can pretty much tell what the picture is. Oh, gaggle on the ground, Google in the air, says Steve. Very good. No. So that one is done. And I've done what I said. I have edited every single picture, or sometimes a short bit of film, of each time I did a big progress, and you can watch that soon on my other channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty, and you will see it from start to finish. And then what I kept saying I would do, and I did do at the end of the film, was I showed you how much thread was left in the kit when I'd finished. Because I've heard so many people say when they do a kit, there's not enough thread or one colour runs out. And I was very pleased with what was left. You won't believe how much was left. It was really good. And the company, the brand of that one is PINN, PINN. So if you're interested, I would recommend that. It's very good quality. The thread's not bad quality. If you know, if you don't know, you're supposed to edge the Aida. This was already done. So another good thing. So that was already done as well. And it was already, I said I'd show you the pattern. So now you can see the pattern there. You can see now why I say the actual result was prettier than what it looked. And with this one at the bottom here, it came with cardboard with the numbers 1 through however many there was, 30 something, 35 I think that says. And it's got a bit of card with each colour, and it says number 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So you don't know the actual brand thread, as in what code it is if you wanted to get the same colour again. And then they've got, as you can see, a picture for each colour, a pattern or symbol, and then that is how you do the cross stitch. You just look at the symbols. So for me, I found that very easy. There's different ways. Oh, sorry, I've gone dark because I've showed you something. It was very difficult normally, but that one was very easy. The squares weren't too tiny, unlike the new one I've just started. The holes are weeny. I've only done a tiny bit. This is the pattern of the one I'm doing. It's on it's on 3 sheets. I've got a magnetic board. That's how I do it. It's a magnetic board. I put my magnets on and I move these, like I do a where I am, and then I move the next one up as I've done a line. So as you can see, this one looks pretty confusing. And see how you can't even tell what the picture is by this one, whereas the other one you could. You just can't tell what the picture is. So we'll begin already. What is this? What is this? And I'll show you how far I've got so far. And we'll play with this one. Oh, and by the way, the person who got it right first was Steve from Steve and Tina Jewel. Nobody got the nationality. The nationality was Malaysian, was the girl. The girl's Malaysian, but you're all pretty close with your guesses. Hey, I see Blue's in the house. I was talking about you earlier on my live. I was. Your ears must have been burning. So hello to you, Blue. Thank you for being here. Yes, so we'll have a guess. What is this one? Now you see the difference here. This one isn't edged. This is how they normally come. So you're supposed to edge it first to stop it fraying. I'm trying to find the front for you. There's the front. It's very hard to see because it's a grey. Oh, I don't know if you can see it there. You can just about see it in the middle where the fold is. It's a light grey. That's all I've done so far. Can you see how weeny the stitches are? And this is a softer material. There, I'll get as close as I can. What is this? What is this? This time it's a picture. So it's not one item. It's a picture. Picture or a scene. And as you see, when I start, I have to put a pin in the top. I've got a pin here because I'll go back to it and won't have a clue which way up it even goes. So that is my new cross stitch that I'm starting. If you're interested in embroidery, I'm showing that now on Mondays on this channel. So I'm doing two things at once. So a bit of cross stitch and a bit of embroidery. Blue saying, sorry, I've been badly injured. Oh, bless you. It's sort of a theme on this chat, isn't it? Bit of a theme. Oh dear, what have you done, Blue? Do tell. And our puzzle of the day, Blue, is a group of geese on the ground is called a gaggle. What is the name for a group of geese in the air? What is that? What is that? So we'll all send our wishes to Blue. Steve saying, sorry to hear, Blue. Yes, so sorry. Goodness me, what have you done, Blue? Did you have a fall? Get well soon, says Steve. Get well soon. Yes, do rest. And I hope you're being well looked after. I hope so. I just did that so I could go and switch the main light on because it was just looking a little dark. Oh, talking about a little dark. Talking about a little dark. Now, I do videos sometimes of my lives. If I'm sitting here, depending on my light ring, which you can see in my glasses. Can you see now my glasses, the light ring? I get the circles, and if I do it right, the circles are right round my eyes. And I was saying before, it reminds me of the Mysterons. And all I could remember, it's a children's TV program, animated, and it's a cult series, basically. And it's in Captain Scarlet. It went from my head. Captain Scarlet is puppets. And all I could remember saying is, this is the voice of the Mysterons. We know you're there, or we know you're listening. And I couldn't remember it. So I've looked it up to see what they actually said. And it's far longer than I remember. But this is how it goes. And those of you who know of it, see if you remember it all. Earthmen, we are peaceful beings. And you have tried to destroy us, but you cannot succeed. You and your people will pay for this act of aggression. This is the voice of the Mysterons. We know that you can hear us, Earthmen. Our retaliation will be slow, but nonetheless effective. It will mean the ultimate destruction of life on Earth. It will be useless for you to resist, for we have discovered the secret of reversing matter, as you have just witnessed. One of you will be under our control. You will be instrumental in avenging the Mysterons. Our first act of retaliation will be to assassinate your world president. Dun, 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 dun. Because he always did the dun, 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 dun and show different shots. So it was far longer than I remembered. And sorry if you've just tuned in, you thought, what is Dawn talking about now? So this is the voice of the Mysterons. I got that. We know you can hear us. I got that. Earthmen, do you remember with that bit? And then the other bit I remembered was, it will be useless for you to resist, for we have discovered the secret of reversing matter. I didn't remember the reversing matter stuff, but I didn't remember the bit before it or the bit after it. So, but then I was only little when that was on. I was more into Thunderbirds. As you well know, because, of course, I'm totally in love with Virgil. Blue said, oh, that's why you had the heat thing. I did my neck in and can't really move my head. Been like it for 2 weeks, still trying to get full movement back. Oh my goodness, Blue. On her, I think, community post, might have been video, I never know. I think it was a community post. She's got imagine a scarf, but and it's got like a hot water bottle all inside it. And she's saying how marvelous it is that you can really get to the places that you want to get to, and really good. And I've been like, oh, this is really good. And then she put something back to me that I saw today, something to the effect of, oh, I can't remember the words, but something to the effect of it gets in those awkward to reach places, or places that you can't normally get to, something odd like that. And I'm like, oh yes. And I just put the blushing emoji back as a reply. Oh, my mind. In fact, when I was editing today my second childhood memories video, my first day at school, that's going up on my other channel, I was talking about what books we learnt to read with at school. And my English clan will probably know, if you're my age-ish, Janet and John books. And I was saying about the phrases, the sentences, I still remember today the sentences, the book. And some of it I was saying, I was like, in my head, I'm like, oh, that's quite rude. And I thought, don't say anything, just don't say anything. It's quite rude. So, yeah, go look at that. I'm sure if you remember Janet and John books, you will know what sentence I was talking about. Oh, dear. So how did you do your neck, Blue? Was it just one of those silly, awkward movements, or you jolted, or you could even just go to bed and wake up in a funny position, and that's enough, or a draft? Steve says, I remember the Misterons. Yeah, see, that is exactly what the light rings are. Do you think they were ahead of their time and they had the light rings already? As I say, I can change the colour of mine, but I don't know if you can see them when I change the colour. There. Oh, you've seen the colour of me change. Can you see the light ring changing colour? Look at my glasses. Yes, I think maybe you can. I've got a whole disco going on. Yes, you can see now. Look right around my eyes. You can have all different effects. So we've got fast ones. Oh, that's better. You can see that more clearly. Have a whole disco. Steve saying, I remember getting a slate and chalk to write with. You got nothing on Mike. He used a chisel in the stones, in the rocks. You know those cave paintings? That was him. First day at school. What are your guys' first memory of school? Just one thing you really remember. Mine was awesome. And I even show, I've still got my first book that I had at school, as in what I drew and wrote in. So yeah, that's pretty crazy to have that. It's falling apart, but I've still got that. My first writings and my first pictures I drew at school. So they're in the video as well. That's why I said I wanted to, though, record it like a live like this, and I do it from here. Now, talking of which, the light ring clip doesn't jump out, so I can put my phone in there, but it's not a sprung thing. So I want something like that. I don't think that comes off of there. No, don't think so. I want something like that. Yeah, so that's why I want to edit it, film it like this, but then edit it. And I've got photos of me, funny stories. As I say, I was laughing, like editing it, because I just don't remember all what I say because I just gabble on. I've got a few point notes, just like words to talk about that and talk about that, but it's not really planned out other than that. So definitely look at that. Go and look at the first episode first, which that is up on Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. Go and look at that one. That is my first memories, as in when I was born. And then the second episode is my first day at school. But as I say, that's not posted yet, but it will be posted very soon. Very soon that will be posted. And I'm so enjoying doing those. You know, I love to chat about the 70s, although these first ones were still in the 60s, because I was born the very end of 1964. So technically 1965. And a lot of people will say to you, oh, blah, blah, blah happened the year you were born. I went, well, I wasn't even there. And they're like, what do you mean? So I was right at the end. The year practically finished. So, yeah, that was that. No one yet with the answer for the puzzle piece. Ooh, Hasdorn won it today. I'll give you a few more minutes. I'm surprised it's not on Google. So the question is, anyone just watching now, joining in? A group of geese on the ground is called a gaggle of geese. But a group of geese in the air has another name. What is the word? And it's not a joke or trying to catch you out. It's a real name. If geese are flying in the air as a group, what is that called? I'd never heard of it. Okay, let's move on while you're thinking of that. And let's do this. So just grabbing my joke book, got all sorts of stuff over here. Let's see, what joke should we do today? Let me see. Let's find it. 5 tips for a woman. Number 1, it is important that a man helps you around the house. Number 2, it is important that a man makes you laugh. Number 3, it is important to find a man you can count on and that doesn't lie to you. Tip number 4, it is important that a man loves you and spoils you. And tip number 5, it is important that these 4 men don't know each other. That's pretty good. I like that. Steve's saying Delta. Is that the the geese in the sky? Delta. Yes. Delta. Okay, let's do another one. Out fishing, this one is called. One morning, the husband returns after several hours of fishing and decides to take a nap. Although not familiar with the lake, the wife decides to take the boat out. She motors out a short distance, anchors, and reads her book. Along comes the games warden in his boat. He pulls up alongside the woman and says, "Good morning, ma'am. What are you doing?" "Reading a book," she replies, thinking, isn't that obvious? "You're in a restricted fishing area," he informs her. "Oh, I'm sorry," she says, "but I'm not fishing. I'm reading." "Yes, but you have all the equipment. For all I know, you could start at any moment. I'll have to take you in and write it up." "If you do that, I'll have to charge you with sexual assault," she says. "But I haven't touched you," says the games warden. "That's true, but you have all the equipment. For all I know, you could start at any moment." "Have a nice day, ma'am," he says, and leaves. Moral: never argue with a woman who reads. It's likely she can also think. It's a pretty good one. I'm going to turn my disco lights off. Let me see. There. Oh, no, we're in funky mode now. There we go. Okay, let's do another one. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, this is, it is the month of August on the shores of the Black Sea. It is raining and the little town looks totally deserted. It is tough times. Everybody is in debt and everybody lives on credit. Suddenly, a very rich tourist comes into town. He enters the only hotel. He lays €100 note on the reception counter and goes to inspect the rooms upstairs in order to pick one. The hotel owner takes the €100 note and runs to pay his debt to the butcher. The butcher takes the €100 note and runs to pay his debt to the pig grower. The pig grower takes a €100 note and runs to pay his debt to the supplier of his feed and fuel. The supplier of the feed and fuel takes the €100 note and runs to pay his debt to the town's prostitute that in these hard times gave the service on credit. The prostitute runs to the hotel and pays off her debt with a €100 note to the hotel owner to pay for the rooms that she rented for her clients. The hotel proprietor then lays the €100 note back on the counter so the rich tourist will not suspect anything. At that moment, the rich tourist comes down after inspecting the rooms and takes his €100 note after saying he doesn't like any of the rooms and he leaves town. No one earned anything. However, the whole town is now without debt and looks to the future with a lot of optimism. And that is how the British government is doing business today. That is very good. Very true, for sure. Okay, let's move on and let's do this. Okie doke. Oh, I've got chat. Let me just check on the chat. Steve's laughing. It's actually very true, that. Very, very true, for sure. Definitely true. Okay, let's see. What should we do today? Okay, today's game. What is your perfect party? What does it need to consist of to be the perfect party? For me, good music. Good music, for sure. Good music. Definitely good music. What one drink must it particularly have? Family and friends, says Steve. For his perfect party, got to have family and friends. That's nice. What is the one drink? Hello there, how are you doing? It's Ralphie's Kids Ent. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. We're playing a game. We're saying, what is your perfect party? Salute to chats and mods. Thank you. That's Steve and Tina joined today, and Blue Self Reliance are the moderators in today. So what is your perfect party? So who must be there? What is your one drink that must be there? My one drink. Steve's just done a fantastic job of modding for you, Ralphie. My one drink. It depends on my mood, really, of the time. A long drink is probably good at a party if you're dancing. I said my one thing it must have is good music. What else? My one drink. A long drink, maybe cocktails. I'm going to say cocktails. Cocktails, definitely. Where is the perfect party place? Where is the perfect party place? I like an outdoor venue, actually. It's quite good. I don't like to be one of those sort of parties where you're all squished in. Or like a really extravagant building, like a castle, or at home, says Steve. Yeah, a castle. Let's say a castle, because you could be outside in the grounds, but all lit up. I love that when they light up buildings. They do backlights up on the building. So yeah, I'm going to say a castle with grounds, with good grounds. Although that doesn't work for weddings. Some people choose a wedding venue, something like that, and then all the guests wander away. You want them contained a bit. You've paid for them all to come and eat, and they all wander off. The party food. What is the must-have party food? I would just say lots of different things. And it depends on the party. Finger food is probably best, rather than get the fork and whatever. Turkey, says Steve. So if we said when is the best party time, Steve's going to say possibly then Christmas. I'd say New Year party, because Christmas, everyone's doing their own thing. So for me, a New Year's party, I used to hold really big New Year party. There he goes, Christmas. I used to hold really big New Year parties, massive ones. And then one year I said, I'm not going to do one this year because I want to not be the host and get all the food in and get all the drink in and clear up afterwards. So I said, I'm not doing it. And a few of my friends were like, oh, no, you do really good parties. I said, well, why don't you do one then? Why don't you do one? And one pair of partners, a couple that were friends of mine, they said, oh, okay, we'll do it. And I said, I can tell one to come to your party if you're worried about people. Then that's why a lot of people don't like to do big parties. They're afraid people won't turn up. So they said, yeah, because they made friends with everyone that they didn't know. And I said, right, the party's going to be there. And they continued to do it every year after that. So that was great. That was great. So for me, New Year, I would say. Christmas, yeah, Christmas if it's family. Steve said family, so yeah, Christmas is good. Tina does all the cooking, not her favourite party. Exactly. That is the problem with it, isn't there? If you could have one famous guest to come to your party, so they've got to be good for party, who would you pick? One famous person. Ooh. Well, I would say it's got to be someone out of a pop group or pop singer, maybe. Or a DJ. Blue's going with her favourite Stephen Fry again. Blue's got like 3 people that she just wants all the time, because Blue is wanting to chat at the party. Blue is wanting to chat to Stephen Fry. I should have predicted that answer. I would say maybe a top DJ. No, anyone can DJ. I would say a pop singer, or yeah, maybe a pop singer. I don't know who I'd pick. I think I would be looking at a pop singer. They could like sing and get everyone on the floor. If you're having a party with party games, then you want some sort of celebrity game show host, maybe, and they can bring the game with them. Oh, of course. Steve, you're so smart. Steve's got Father Christmas. Of course. Excellent. Excellent, Steve. Blue saying yes, because I'm not big on celebrities. Rather vapid and empty. Agreed with you very much. They do not deserve the money. Half of them have got. Yes. Okay, so you have to have a present. Everyone wants to give you, and you can't donate. You can't donate. They want to give you something. What is on your wish list? What is on your wish list? So don't donate. Don't give it away. Don't say you don't need something. Excuse me. What is on your wish list? What's on your wish list? What will I say? What's on my wish list? 50-acre farm. Oh, lovely, Blue, because then you're going to have house parties. Camping stove, says Steve and Tina. Oh, camping stove. What's on mine? Well, right now, I've told you a couple of weeks ago, I want like a liquidizer. I've got I don't know what it's called, like a food processor I got, but it doesn't do liquid. And I did have one, you see it in old videos, where I used to make sauces and things, and it was my nan's, my grandma's, so it didn't last. We've had it here, and it had gone, the rubber had all gone, and you can't get a new seal for it because they don't make those anymore. I've looked into a soup maker, but with our solar, we can't run a soup maker. So I just want a liquidizer that I could also liquidize to make soup in. And I don't want a single one, though. It's got to be at least for 2 people. I'd really like to say 4 or 6 portions, because then I can freeze stuff. So right now, that's probably on my wish list. Blue says, I figure they can all put in for it. Yes, you would probably get it then, Blue, wouldn't you? Yes. Let's do one more question about parties. One more question about parties. You asked me a question about parties. What's your question? Something else about having parties. I will ask you while you're thinking. When was the last time you held or went to a real big party bash? When was that? I don't know if the beer festival counts, because that was a little while ago. That's not really a party, is it? Party? Let's go to a party. We've been to a wedding out here. Would that have been the last one? We went to a wedding out here, right over by our capital city, Lefkosia. So that was some drive, and we went to a wedding. I think we've been to another wedding over this way after that. Yes, I'd say time escapes me, but I'm going to guess 4 or 5 years ago. That's a wedding. Yeah, maybe the one over here was after. Yes, I think it was. Not sure. Blue said, I don't go to parties. Too much work, Blue. Too much work. 50-acre farm. Not if she has staff. Not if she has staff. Oh, dear. Okay, while we're thinking, let's do the answer to this. While that was playing, I just had a big thing come up on the screen. You need to turn your camera off. People are probably watching you. Yay! I hope you guys are watching. And thank you to those of you watching back later as well. So the question today was, a group of geese on the ground is a gaggle. What is the name of a group of geese in the air? What are they called? And it's a skein, Skein. I didn't know that, but now you do. Now you do. Oh no, sorry, Blue. Blue says staff. No, that means people. Yes, but you could do maybe a like homesteader thing. They could just come one day every 6 months, do everything, and then go away again. Oh dear. Blue saying Boxing Day, we have all the kids and grandkids around for the afternoon and dinner, but that's it. That's a party. That's a party. Steve said he last went to a party, his friend's brother's wedding 23 years ago. Gosh, that's like my last holiday. It wasn't quite 23 years ago, my last holiday, apart from that night away that didn't quite pan out. Apart from that was our honeymoon. Steve said, I remember my African wedding in Tanzania. Amazing. What an amazing place. The whole village came. I bet they did. Blue says, no thanks, I'm good. I'm good. No thanks. No. I'm good. I have 365 days a year. That's one job a day, and that's enough to do what we need. That's a great way of looking at it, Blue. That really is a great way of looking at it. Yes. When people say they don't have time, gosh, that's a lot of time, isn't it, when you put it that way? Well, I definitely won the quiz today, so applause to me. Okay, I'm going to finish there today because I've gone 10 past my hour, as always. Thank you so much for being here, especially if you've been able to pop in. It's always great to not just talk to myself, as I often do. So thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And thank you to those of you watching later when you drop those comments to tell me what bits you particularly enjoyed. And did you get the puzzle of the day? Did you get it? Be interested to know. Again, thanks a lot, especially to Blue and to Steve for moderating. And I will see you again, as always. As I always say, what do I say? Meraki.